Hey everybody, Rich here, Rich's Custom Marine and Auto. We're going to show you how simple it is here to do an oil change on a riding mower. This is a Cub Cadet XT1 that we're taking care of for a customer. So we've already got our drain pan underneath there. This particular mower requires 10W30 SJ spec or above. So we've got here SP, which that's our indication right there, API SP. Takes about 2 quarts. And my recommendation is, because these filters for these mowers, I don't care what it is, if it's a Briggs & Stratton, a Kohler, Tecumseh, it doesn't matter, they're so darn expensive, is cross it over so you can get you a Wix or something like that, which is a very good quality filter, but it won't cost you $12 to $15 like some of the name brand filters will. And if you go online, you might pay $12 to $15 for that Wix filter, depending on where you get it. This one, in particular, came from Rock Auto. It's probably not worth the shipping to order one filter from Rock Auto, but I had some other customer items I needed to order and a few personal, so once you add that, then it's no big deal. So on this engine, the Kohler KT725, it's got this nice drain line. It pivots so we can have it tip forward since we've got the deck on here. And then this plastic plug just comes out like that. And then we'll go ahead and pull the dipstick up so that it can get some air. So with the capacity being 2 quarts, it won't take that long to do, but while that's draining, we're going to go ahead and hit our grease zerks here on the front end. So I know you guys can't see it, but right behind the tire here on the front, you've got your steering that you can put a little shot of grease in, and then also on the back side of the wheel. So basically this area in the back, just got to see where it's at the very moment, and we can get that. Doesn't take a ton of grease, guys, just a little bit. Maybe 2 to 3 pumps. Unless you start to see it actually coming out. And you know you're good, you can stop. I did go ahead and put a couple extra pumps of grease in the front wheels because I had those off previously. It's something I'll often do on a mower, and heck, I'll do this on a car even. I'll put the jack under the other side. Kind of tilts the motor and helps it drain. Get all that old oil out of there. I like to put a couple rags under the filter like that because Otherwise, you end up getting a lot of oil underneath the engine, and then it'll seep out of there for quite a while. You put a couple rags under there like that, it'll soak it up, and you won't have near the mess. This oil is pretty dirty. It's ready to be changed. Now, I won't get into the debate with you guys over filling the oil filter, whether you need to, you don't need to, or whatever. Unless it's an oil filter that mounts like that, I'm going to put some oil in it. I do it in all of them. I don't care if it's a diesel or if it's this little tiny Mower filter. It's just less work the oil pump has to do when you first start it. So, about half in there, a little less, which is perfect. It won't spill out when we spin it on here, and even if a tiny bit does, we've got our rags there, no big deal. You guys get a little crazy about tightening these filters. Guys, it's supposed to be seated against the gasket and turned about a quarter of a turn, so I usually get it on there hand tight like that, and trust me, if anything, that thing's gonna get more stuck on the engine block with the heat and all that, and you won't have an issue with it falling off. Now, I've showed this in other videos too, but I will dump a little bit of clean oil in there with the drain plug out to help kind of push just the bottom remaining little bits of sediment. I don't go until it's clear or anything like that, but I just put, that was probably about a half a cup that I put in there. Actually, looks like it's flowing pretty clean right now, so we can go ahead, put our drain plug back in. Now, in horizontal shaft engines, like what's in a rototiller or something like that, of course these are a vertical shaft, right? Because it comes down to a pulley to turn all your drive and accessories. Horizontal shaft engines, they don't recommend you use an automotive style oil in them because they're splash lubricated and they'll foam. But in a vertical shaft engine, things are spinning this way, so that would never get oil up to everywhere it needs to. So they actually have an oil pump, just like a car, and it says right in the Kohler manual for this KT725 that automotive, what we're using here is 10W30 automotive oil, can be used because it has an oil pump. So then this little line clips into its clip right back here, and now we need to put about 2 quarts in there and then check and see where we're at. Alright, let's see where that gets us. We'll let that sit for a minute. And we'll check it. And then of course, because our oil filter is not full, once we fire this thing up and then we let it sit again, we'll have to double check our oil level. Alright, let's see where we're at. Oops. So, I don't know how well that shows, but we're just above the full, which is actually perfect. We're also not level, so there's probably a little more in there. We need to put this side back down. But we're good for right now to go ahead and run this thing. Alright. Let that sit for a minute. Let all the oil run back down into the sump. And guys, if you use just a little bit of, you can use WD-40, PB Blaster, Croil. I mean, some of them it gets to be kind of expensive to do this, but just put a little bit of light oil, whatever you've got, on here, and you wipe this cover down, it'll look like brand new. Alright, so let's see how our oil level is. First we're going to wipe this off, and we want to make sure that our holes are clear there for the level. Well, it looks like we are. Looks like we're just a little below the full, so we're going to go ahead and we'll put a little splash in here and we'll have this all wrapped up. So that's going to do it for this one, guys. Thanks for watching Rich's Custom Marine and Auto. Please like and subscribe to help out the channel.